Welcome back to Highlights. Spring is here, and hopefully we will be able to get out and enjoy the good weather. Today we have a very important guest, Marge Payne, the chairman of the Council on Aging Board. She is here to have a discussion about the mission of the Department of Elder and Human Services and the Council on Aging. And we will have a short question and answer with Marge. So,
who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. So, Marge, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, and thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
Every time if you'd like.
Yeah.
Well, you know, actually, I'd like to, on behalf of the board, just thank you both for doing this show
well,
all
thank
the
you.
time. I really would, because it's
Thank
an
you.
important way to try to get information out to people. So thank you both.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep.
So could you give us an explanation of the letters EHS and COA, because it seems to be confusing.
I think so. That's, yeah, you're right. It is confusing, and we understand that a lot of people don't even know what the department is.
Correct.
So, the EHS stands for the Department of Elder and Human Services in the town of Littleton. And you see after EHS / always in the logo, COA, and the COA stands for the Council on Aging. So, first, let me go back to EHS. Their mission, the mission of the Elder and Human Services Department, is to identify and serve the social, health, and educational needs of all residents in Littleton, regardless of age, income, or circumstances.
Okay.
All right, and the reason that COA is slashed after EHS is that the Council on Aging Board is state mandated board. The members of the board are volunteers who are appointed by the Board of Selectmen, and their job is to work and to advise and support the Director of Elder and Human Services, especially and mostly only about senior needs, programs, etc. And because it's a state mandated entity, the Council on Aging Board, that is why you see the slash. And so Elder and Human Services serves all ages in the town of Littleton. It is not strictly in existence to serve the seniors. However, a lot of their programming and everything does, apply to seniors.
To both.
But seniors have, different needs than a 35-year-old person or a 20-year-old person. So, yeah. So I hope that helps people understand a little bit about the Elder and Human Services Department, and the COA is just a piece of that. Right. So.
Well, that's good. That's something that I think a lot of people have had a hard time to understand, the difference between the two and how they work. And now we have that.
So hopefully spread the word.
Right. Well, I think you're right. We do need to spread the word. And certainly our show tries to give highlights from both the Department of Elder and Human Services and COA.
Right.
And some of the events and programs overlap, are for both, for anyone, all residents.
Right.
Now, on the Department of Elder and Human Services, who is on the staff of that department and what are their duties?
Okay. So we have the Director of Elder and Human Services. Ashley Shaheen is the Director of Elder and Human Services. Her job is to manage the whole department. And then we have an Assistant Director, and her name is Nicole Savella. She does some outreach work. She was first with the department as the outreach coordinator, and then the position of assistant director was established and she moved into that position. But she does some outreach work, as well as a full-time outreach coordinator, and her name is Amy DeMichelle. And then we have Sue Raymond, who is the assistant or part-time administrative assistant in the office and helping out with things, as well as 4 van drivers and approximately 100 plus volunteers.
So it's a good-sized department.
It's a good-sized department, and Ashley Shaheen, the director, oversees everyone, as well as works with the Council on Aging Board.
Right.
So that is the director's job too, to work together with the board. And the COA board and the director are a team, really concerned about issues for seniors and our elders. And it struck me today when I was thinking about this, how ironic it is, because we know there is confusion out there, and why is it elders, you know, and you know, there's a lot of controversy right now nationally over whether seniors should be referred to as seniors, because there's a lot of people that feel no, they should be referred to as elders. And I thought, boy, when Littleton developed this department, somebody had some insight, because we already are, you know, talking about elders and not seniors.
Right.
So yeah, so good job for Littleton, whoever came up with that in the when it was developed.
Yeah. And there's a lot of programs at the Elder and Human Services Department, such as transportation and health and fitness and nutrition and outreach.
Yep.
And could you just explain a little bit about that?
I can, and you're right. Actually, in fiscal year 20, which we just ended, 2,716 programs were offered throughout the year. So that just gives you an idea of how vast and what, there were so many different programs, you can't really capture it when you're talking about it. But if you're talking about health programs, you know, it's the blood pressure clinics that are run, and we've had wellness fairs prior to COVID. Obviously, since COVID started well over a year ago, a lot of that health information has been focused on COVID, getting information out about vaccines, when you can get vaccinated, you know, all kinds of things about protecting yourself and educating people in that way. And then you go into exercise. There are exercise groups, and, you know, pre-COVID we had, you know, yoga, and we had stretch and flex, and a variety of different exercise groups, and different age levels participated in those groups too. So, and then let's see, transportation is a huge piece of things. Cut back due to COVID, obviously, and it still remains cut back because of distancing and safety. Only one person can be on a van at a time, and so that limits things, and they had to cut back, and so I think the vans are run only twice a week right now still. We're trying to get that increased again though soon. I think Ashley's working on that. There are 3 vans available, so when we are, you know, rid of COVID and we go back to what we knew at one time, you know, we'll see them all in operation. But you know, it's, when I talked about the Council on Aging, this is a good example of an issue that we're trying to deal with right now, because we have become aware of the fact that, you know, town meeting is going to be held again at Alumni Field. And it was held there in the spring, but this time at town meeting, there's going to be a warrant article, or maybe one and maybe 2 warrant articles having to do with the proposed new senior center.
Right.
And so it's important that we make it possible for seniors to be able to get to that,
to get there and be able to vote.
and be able to vote, and also to get out and vote. But you know what? And so we need to look at, okay, creatively, how can we help people? Because walking in the grass and the turf and the long walk from the parking area to alumni inside Alumni Field, you know, we're strategizing, and I know Ashley's been working on that. So, but that's the type of thing that, you know, the Council on Aging and the Council on Aging will work with the director on. So,
is the regular transportation program, when we're in full swing, when we get back out of COVID, is that just for seniors, or
No. No. Any disabled person and seniors.
okay.
The transportation program includes anyone with a disability and seniors.
Right.
Right.
So it doesn't
Regardless
matter,
of age.
it doesn't matter what age.
No.
then.
Disability and seniors.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, when you talk about nutrition, we have Meals on Wheels,
Yep.
right? And they're delivered every week. And how many were delivered last year, do you think?
Do I think, well, I know the report, the statistics,
Oh,
so
you
I
do?
know.
Okay.
Yes, 5,080 meals
Wow.
were delivered last year in, you know, and that, by the way, they're delivered by volunteers.
Right.
And that's one of the things we have a wonderful volunteer support community, people that will help us, and they deliver the meals. So. And then they have the diner.
Oh, right, the diner's not open right now, though, right?
No, the diner is not open. The kitchen is open, and the person that manages the kitchen works for Minuteman, and she prepares the meals that go out on the Meals on Wheels program, and she makes sure that, you know, a lot of the staples in the foods come from Minuteman to our kitchen, and then Gail works and gets the meals out, and they get delivered. So, and that was not stopped, I don't believe at all, through COVID. The meals,
Right.
those meals were continued. So, but we had, prior to COVID, we had 1,297 meals served in the diner, in addition to the Meals on Wheels going out, Meals on Wheels program, and all of those meals. So it's a pretty busy place down there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a busy kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our outreach director, our program director, also with COVID and the arrival of COVID, some people couldn't get to the grocery store and get groceries. And so she started a program of delivery for some people when she knew they needed that help, of delivering groceries to them. So through the COVID program. And that's, I think, still probably going on somewhat.
Right.
So
So,
it's a pretty busy little place.
You've mentioned some of the things that the outreach department does, as you said, like that one with the getting groceries and so forth. What are some of the other services that the outreach coordinator handles?
Well, you know, there's things like the heat subsidy program, food stamps. She will assist with people, you know, applying for things, different, to meet needs, housing needs.
And again, those are ones that are for all residents,
All
not
residents.
just seniors.
Not just seniors. Anyone that has a problem and needs to be able to get food stamps to help them out, you know, during a difficult period of time, call that outreach, call the office, call the COA office and the outreach worker. Amy DeMichelle is her name. They do programs on health education, again, and caregiver support. You know, and caregiver support doesn't have to necessarily be a senior, you know, of a family member taking care of a senior. It can be somebody that's taking care of a little child at home, or whatever, an ill husband. So it is available, outreach is available for every single resident, regardless of age, circumstances, or whatever. So actually, this is amazing to me, but the statistics for last year were 746 people were individual people who were provided service, and there were 5,166 contacts made, you know, over a period of time between those 746 people coming in maybe once or twice or 3, 4, whatever the need was.
Right. Or even just phone calls to answer questions or
And
whatever.
then, you know, if you've done programs, I think, too, on the addiction program, that is sponsored and worked with the Littleton Police Department, and the outreach people are actively involved in that. And there's just, I can't even list all the programs and things that the outreach people do, but that just is a little tiny sampling.
right. Excuse me. And then there's the senior tax work-off program.
Oh, yeah, that's a popular one, too.
Yes, it is.
It is.
I've done it for a couple of years in the past, but it is very popular. If you would like to explain that a little bit.
Well, I'd love to because it's a great program. I've also done it twice, I think, over my period of time. But so the tax work-off program is a program where the town has allowed and adopted and given seniors the opportunity to work, in town offices, certain designated offices and jobs, and to earn money, get paid for that, and that money goes and is taken directly off your real estate taxes. So I don't have data for this year, and this year obviously that program took a little bit of a hit because of COVID, but it is up and running with fewer participants this year because it's harder with space and having to have people distanced 6 feet even to get them in to work. But I can give you the figures from fiscal year 2019, which was a great year, and we had 132 workers, and they worked or earned approximately $600 each to go towards their real estate taxes. And a total of 5,739 hours were worked by those 132 workers, helping the town of Littleton out, because that's rather inexpensive people, their salaries, but $600 is a nice chunk of change.
Right, it is. I remember when I was working in the assessor's office, we would wait every year for our senior volunteers because we always had all kinds of filing and putting together papers and packets, and whoever came in, they would sit, do their hours, and at their leisure. They didn't have to come every single day, and we didn't worry because their stuff was over there, and they came in, they did their stuff, they went home. So it benefited us and it benefited them, and I just think it was such a rewarding program for everybody.
It's a popular program, but people sometimes people aren't aware that it exists even. So then it varies from year to year. People need to understand that because some years you might have 80 workers. We had 132 in fiscal year 19, and I'm sure this year, I don't know the numbers, I think they're down, but because of COVID. But the amount you get paid, we get a certain amount of money to use in that program each year. And so if there's 200 workers, then you might not make as much as you did the previous year if you worked the program 2 years in a row, because you got 200 people to divide the pot of money up to. So people have to realize that it varies. It does vary from year to year. But it's a great program.
It's still helpful to both the person doing the work on their taxes and certainly to the town and the offices that use them.
And when I did it, I worked in the treasurer's office, just stuffing mailing and stuff, and doing that kind of thing for them, and I enjoyed it because I enjoyed the contact with people, the social contacts with people and everything, and there's nothing better than getting out and being with people.
Have some contact with people. Yep. True. We haven't had a lot of that this year, and hopefully we can all make contact with
get
people
back out
again.
there.
Well, we're getting there. Hopefully, we're going to start having some things out on the patio.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we have to thank you as our COA director for 3 terms and doing a wonderful job, and knowing that you're going to come back and work with us through the whole next process of maybe a senior center and senior housing is going to be exciting, and I think it's time, and we appreciate all that you do and have done, and
I think
I enjoy working with you on the COA board, and
thank you.
We got a lot to look forward to.
I enjoy it, and you know what? I just have to mention, I think that for people that are viewing, the prediction was made by the UMass Donahue Institute that 40% of the population in Littleton by the year 2030 would be approximately 3,800 people. And right now, I think our population in Littleton is 10,000, a little over 10,000 people. And there are 2,508 people over 60 in Littleton right now, residents. And there are 1,671 residents in the 50 to 59 age bracket. And if you total those two numbers, you come up with 4,179 people that are 50 plus years old, residents in Littleton already. And we're 9 years away from 2030.
Right.
And you know, the Department of Elder and Human Services is working in 3,800 square feet of space.
Yes.
And seniors are trying to have activities and programs going on, as well as the outreach worker has to have an office and big enough now to meet safely with people at a distance, etc. And space, and the lack of space, is a critically serious issue.
Well, and that's another good point to make, is that the Elder and Human Services Department uses some of that space, it needs that space for meetings and so forth. We aren't doing it with COVID, but there's so many support groups and so forth that go on that are available to all residents, and that space is needed. And like you say, 3,000 something isn't.
It's a drop in the bucket.
It's very small for all the services that are provided.
Well, think about it. It struck me, 38, the prediction is 3,800 people, and we have 3,800 square feet of space.
I know. Okay.
I mean, really, you don't have to be.
I'm in my one little square foot here.
You got a square foot, that's all you get. And then we have, the office space that's needed for the staff. And, it's just unrealistic. And people just don't understand, I think, the severity of the problem.
Right, and we're on 2 levels, and there's all kinds of.
And statistics are out there that show that when towns have developed and built a senior center and space, a building for additional space for seniors, that the participation in doubles.
Oh, yes.
Within a year after a new building is opened.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so, it's just, Littleton needs it. It's becoming a desperate situation.
Well, and we have to remember that it isn't just for seniors.
Nope.
It's for that whole
for everybody.
EHS department,
And
including the COA.
Yeah, and that space will be used wisely.
Yep, I'm sure it will.
Yep.
Oh, we definitely
thank
thank you
you.
for coming.
No, I
enjoyed
appreciate
our
it.
conversation.
This is
It
a
was
great show, and I hope people will help spread the word about the existence of the show.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
it's
we
a
keep
great
trying.
resource. You're a great resource. You get information out to seniors and to others early, at the end of every month, so that they get a little head start, and they don't have to wait for the broadcaster to come out every month to know what's going on.
Right.
But I think this was just a really good afternoon to just make people aware of the difference between the two, EHS and COA, and open the eyes of the citizens at how important it is to have a bigger place, because we serve so many people and we're willing to serve more, but we need space.
Yep.
Right. Right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Marge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good job.
Yes, very good.
Thanks, Marge. That was a very informative segment. And now we're going to give some information about program and activities at the EHS COA department. We've got lots to cover. May is Older Americans Month. After that discussion of elder and seniors, I don't know why it says older, but it is. Anyway, Older Americans Month. And this year, it recognizes the important role that older adults play in fostering the connections that build strong, resilient communities. Littleton will celebrate Older Americans Month by encouraging participation in 2 activities. One of those activities is a community-wide puzzle. And in order to do that, pick up a large blank puzzle piece that you can decorate as you wish, showing Littleton as a community of strength, connection, and togetherness. This collective puzzle will be framed and hung within the EHS department. To pick up your puzzle piece will be on Tuesday, May 18th, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the courtyard. But you must also call to register 978 888-540-2470. And then the second activity for this month will be a Share Your Story activity. And that gathering with others via a Zoom program on Wednesday, May 19th from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock and in the morning. And you will be sharing your life past and present. And these activities, these two activities, will aim to bring build strong communities through sharing common experiences.
Wow, those two programs sound really good.
Right.
I really want to do one of those puzzle pieces.
Me too.
So there are several new programs at the Elder and Human Service COA for the month of May. One of them is the Walk Massachusetts Challenge. The program runs from May 1st to September 30th. And you can choose from one of 5 different levels, so there's really something for everyone. Track your walking online or use a printable journal. There will be prizes drawn randomly from those completing the challenge and for each registered participant. Littleton Council on Aging gets entered into a drawing to win up to $1,000 for programming. This is sponsored by the Massachusetts Council on Aging. Registration information and link is in the broadcaster.
That Walk Massachusetts Challenge sounds like something that's doable and fun to do for the summer. It runs the whole summer. And perhaps we can organize within the COA a group of Littleton residents who are participating so that we can encourage and support each other as we walk Massachusetts. Right.
Small groups.
And then there are 2 new outdoor programs for Littleton for the summertime. One is the Mindful Meditation at Long Lake. And this will be a 6-week series combining meditation with gentle yoga stretches, and it will be held at Long Lake Beach. Participants will wear masks and maintain social distancing. And please bring a yoga mat if you have one, or let the office know if you don't. And the dates and the times are Fridays, starting May 7th and running to June 11th. It will be from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock at Long Lake Beach. The cost is $15, and call the COA office to register. Again, 978-540-2470. The second outdoor activity is Tai Chi at Faye Park, and this will be held on Mondays, May 10th, 17th, and 24th, from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And the participants again will wear masks and be social distance. Space is limited, so call to register, 978-540-2470.
And we will also be celebrating National Women's Health Week on May 18th at 4 p.m. with a Zoom meeting with Dr. Zonali Pandya discussing the present and future state of cancer management, including advancements in treatment. To receive the Zoom link, check the email given in the broadcaster.
Another outdoor activity will be the Reuben Hoare Library. We'll host a small gathering to discuss what you've been reading. You don't have to read a specific book. And it will be a varied discussion, or you can come and pick up ideas for a book to read. It will be held on Thursday, May 13th at 10:30 behind the library, and call the library to register. And the library staff, if you want some suggestions for books to read, the library has the Reader's Advisory feature online, and the library is also open now by advanced appointment for you to go in and browse through the books. The library website has specific days and times for that.
Advance notice for a new program that's going to be starting in June is Live Your Life Well. It's a 5-part program featuring speakers on 10 topics to help adults feel stronger and more helpful. Presentations will be given by a yoga instructor, a marketing specialist, a nutritionist, and a community service professional. There will be time for discussion and self-reflection. The Zoom program will be held on Wednesdays, June 9th through July 7th from 2 to 3 p.m. Call the Council on Aging by May 24th to register 978-540-2470. And the funding by the Massachusetts Association of Councils of Aging through a grant from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs.
Wow, we got through a lot of new programs.
That's a tongue tire.
And some of those programs, do note please, that some of those programs are for all ages. They are not just COA programs. But now, let's put some emphasis on the ongoing programs that are offered by Elder and Human Services Council on Aging every month. That was one thing we wanted to definitely stress this month. The mystery bag program continues to be very popular. Those bags are filled by Anne Marie Tranowski with puzzles and word games and more. And in May, the pickup days will be Monday, May 10th and 24th from 11 a.m. to noon in front of the library. Again, call to register, and you can register for one or both bags, 978-540-2470.
And great idea. May craft class will be held outside.
Yes.
We are actually going to meet in person, and hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's not raining. But even if it's raining, we'll have a good time. We're going to make May baskets and put flowers in the baskets.
Real flowers.
Real flowers, yes. We're hoping for pansies, but we'll see. And we'll decorate the baskets with ribbons and bows and other flowers that we have. And we will be outside on the patio on Wednesday, May 12th. And there will be 2 class times. There's going to be 7 people in each class, because with social distancing, that's all that we can have on the patio at this time. And one class will be from 11 to 12, and the second class will be from 1 to 2. And the class is free this month because we're so excited that we can have it outside. But you must register at 978-540-2470.
Okay, and another program that is continuing, that has been happening every month, not anything brand new, is the virtual Loving Stitches. They meet every Monday from 12 to 2. And again, you can call the office, 978-540-2470, for information on how to log into that activity.
And another neat program that we'll be doing this month is we're going to chat with the Elder and Human Service staff this month, and it will be live in the courtyard. And it will be Friday, May 14th from 9 to 10 a.m.
Okay, another program to get out and meet people.
That's right.
Outside.
And get outside.
Get outside. The Tech Friend program is still looking for some senior residents in need of technology assistance. You'll be partnered with the Littleton High School National Honor Society student for one-on-one help, and call to express interest in the program, 978-540-2470.
And 2 programs that are available on LCTV On Demand, YouTube, and the EHS Facebook page are meditation and gentle chair yoga and line dancing. And check them out, and you can do them according to your own schedule.
Right, and those are for everybody.
Those are for everybody, not just seniors.
A very important part of the Elder and Human Services and Council on Aging Department is the outreach services, and Marge mentioned many of those, which are available to all Littleton residents, regardless of age. And there are several ongoing virtual support groups that come under that title. Living Alone and Living Well, a social anxiety group, Life Ahead Recovery Support Group, Grandparents Raising Grandchildren Support Group. For more information on any of those, and again, those are for everybody, call Amy at 978-540-2472 or Nicole at 978-540-2475 for further information about any of those programs.
And the outreach can also help with information and an application assistance for a variety of other programs. One of these is the Supplemental National Assistance Program, or famously known as SNAP, helping individuals and families with food insecurities. Another is the new Child Care Subsidy for income-eligible families, helping parents return back to work or to seek employment. The information is available on the Elder and Human Services website, littletonma.org, or call Amy at 978-540-2472.
And there are 2 rental assistance programs that are available to Littleton residents. The Littleton Rental Assistance Program for income eligible residents and the Emergency Rental Assistance Program for qualifying residents who have been financially impacted by COVID. Guidelines and applications are on the EHS department pages at littletonma.org, or again, call Amy, Outreach Coordinator, 978-540-2472.
In addition to the services we have mentioned, there are other programs available to residents of Littleton, such as the Meals on Wheels, the energy assistance, and transportation. And check the broadcaster or the web pages of the Elder and Human Services Council on Aging on the town's website for further information, or call the department. And remember, any of these programs that you're signing up for, you must also sign a waiver.
Right. We certainly have covered a lot this month. We wanted to emphasize all of the ones that are available for many people in Littleton. And there is a lot available at the Department of Elder and Human Services and the Council on Aging.
And an added note, don't forget to vote.
Yes.
Town election is Saturday, May 8th at the Littleton High School this year. And it's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And watch for a very special edition of Highlights coming soon, where the town officials will discuss warrant articles affecting the Littleton seniors that will be voted on at town meeting on June 12th. Very important meeting.
See you next month.
Yeah, we'll see you next month.
We'll see you next month.